Hello everyone, I'm the Lucian, by the way, in case some people ask and I forget that because I change my names all the time, people don't remember. I'm doing more viewer coaching, so right now we got a bunch of people in the stream and they sign up, I fill out a random form, or they fill out a form, and I pick a random contestant to come on stream and hopefully notice some of their bad habits so that they can improve. Right now we got, oh man, I forgot the name, I'm sorry, it's something about getting the money bag. And I believe they mentioned that one of their weak points is dodges. I'll check back on that after this game to make sure, but yeah, so the goal is basically to, hopefully I can help out one person live on stream, and in doing so, you maybe can notice some of the same habits or similar things in other people's games, or maybe how to beat players that play like this. So that's the goal of these coaching segments. Again, I do them live on Twitch, so hopefully you enjoy. I tend to play a little bit differently, to try and get a sense of how people tend to play, I should say. So apologies if the gameplay is not what you expect, but let's focus up on this game. So I am noticing right off the bat that there's some signature use that I think, oh, that was a good double recovery. I do like that. There's some signature use that could be weeded out a little bit. Going for those side sigs in super early HP is a bit risky, especially when you're behind by a little bit. Oh, I forgot to turn off my alerts. Thank you, Skyline, for the prime. Professional streamer, by the way. Okay, so yeah, that's one thing I am noticing. The second thing is that there's a bit of tunnel visioning going on, which is what I like to say when I describe people, okay, sorry, I'm sorry if this sounds really mean. I don't mean to be like super critical. When people tend to tunnel vision sometimes, they always go like forward or in the same direction and always with an attack. And I am noticing that a little bit, especially on the lance, like a side light right there, yep. Maybe a side air coming pretty soon, yep. And another, yep. Another attack and another attack, yep. So there, you're noticing the timings of the attacks. I can predict when they're gonna be, which makes it a lot easier to handle them. So the way to work around that is to, number one, recognize or think about why you feel the need to attack. So a lot of the time it's just automatic impulse. You're not thinking about it at all. Maybe you're uncomfortable in the situation, you feel desperate and needing to get this hit right now. So like you feel like you need to attack. That's pretty common. Another thing is just that you think it's gonna work, or maybe you're like desperately trying to get it because you missed the last attack. That's pretty common as well. But the way to fix that is to be aware. Notice, looking at replays is a great way to do this. Notice that you kind of always attack with the same timing, and the next time you find yourself in the same situation, just don't attack for just half a second, and you'll notice a world of difference in how your opponent's able to predict where you are. So I liked
Hi YouTube.
Thank you, Vtran. And 5. I probably should have closed my alerts. Alright, game number 2 here, switching up to the Zol. Let's see if some of the same habits transfer over, you know, early signature use and stuff like that. You did also mention that dodges was something that you struggle with, so I want to take a look at your dodge habits and everything like that in this game. So let's see. I am reading a dodge in, yep, so that dash, you kind of did a dodge in input, but because you're on the ledge, you did a dash instead. So I'm noticing kind of a similar thing with these dashes and these dodge, whoops, I didn't dodge. With these dashes and dodges where it's kind of like, you notice that you want to go forward, and so you go forward with all your movement. Snipe sucks, thank you for the raid. Why am I getting every alert right now? I'm so sorry, I forgot to turn off my alerts. I'm very sorry, moneymovesofficial. I'm very sorry. Thank you, Snipe sucks. I hope you had a good stream. Okay, so I'm noticing that when you are moving in a certain direction, use all your movement options in that direction. So if you notice the opposite of what I did right there, right? So I'm moving to the right and then I dodge to the left, just to like mix things up. And I'm noticing that when you're moving around and when you're doing dashes and when you're doing dodges, you always do it in the direction you're facing, which makes it more obvious to predict your movement. And as you start to get to higher and higher level, you did say that you're gold, you're pushing for plat and stuff like that, people will start to read your movement more than just your attacks. And so like at high level brawlhalla, a lot of how people get hits is not just punishes, but is reading where people are going to go for when they want to hit. So that is something to look out for, once again. All right, let's see, do you dodge in here? Nope, no dodge in, so that's actually pretty good. Going for that neutralite was good. I did not expect it, and yeah, you got me killed for it. Or I got killed for it, and you killed me for it. So let's see. Are you going to dodge here? That's another dodge in. So yeah, I would be careful, especially about dodging in off stage. On a weapon like Scythe, you'll really notice people just getting eaten up for that. Especially at lower levels, when people also tend to jump immediately after they get hit off stage. So do be careful about, again, always moving in the same direction and then dodging in that same direction. So a good example is if I hit a string on you and I track your movement and you're like, let's say you're moving to the left, I kind of, yep, right there. That's actually a perfect example when you dodge to the right there. So I noticed that your character model was moving to the right, so I figured, oh, you're probably going to dodge to the right. As opposed to what I'm doing right here, that's a bit of a mix-up. Now, I didn't get the hit, but he also didn't know where I was going to go, right? So I didn't get punished for it. So that's something to keep in mind as well. There's another example of the signature use, but that signature was actually kind of fine. It was reading a movement in, and I was not in position to punish you. So I think that was a pretty good calculation there. So let's see. I'm going to go for like a lot of GC sigs right now. I want to see how you punish me with strings and stuff like that. Unarmed is really fantastic at strings. So even though this might be stupid to do, as well as cannon, this might be really stupid to do from a gameplay point of view. But, you know, again, we're just trying to learn here. So playing a little bit differently. Oh, okay. So that side sig did seem more like just an impulse. I see them on the other side of the map. I want to kill them right now. The problem is with that Zol side sig especially, if it was cannon, it probably would have killed me, but because it was the axe, it would have hit me in the other direction. So that's the kind of calculation of risk reward that definitely is in way more favor of risk. And so if you make a lot of those decisions throughout the match, you know, once or twice, maybe even 3 or 4 times if you get away with it, it's totally fine. But the more and more you do that, the more and more you may get punished for it. Game number 3, switching up to the Koji. Now, I do feel like maybe some of the options that you picked on the Zol, like a moving forward side light and a moving forward down light, for example, will be more effective on weapons like bow and on sword. So we'll see how you handle that. Again, I'm going to go for some GC options here, just out of random to see how you punish me. And if you know your strings and everything like that. You did mention that you struggle with dodges. That may also come into play with dodge punishes. That's what I was thinking. It did seem like when you get super close to me, you weren't exactly sure which option to pick. So when I'm like just hopping around here, yeah, going for that ground pound, even though it did hit, it kind of hit because I just wasn't attacking. If, for example, I was in your space and going for an attack, which I would be doing in a normal game, that ground pound would be too slow to punish me. And also, even if I didn't hit it, if you landed on the ground, you'd be stuck in there for a while. So do be careful about using options when you're close that are very punishable. And tunnel visioning on this weapon. So I'm just going to go back to the weapon. I figured you would dodge in. I'm just going to end light again. Unarmed stare, got through the end light, but once again, I built up orange damage just by you staring at the weapon, as opposed to maybe mixing up your movement and tricking me, faking me out with going here. Nope, just kidding, I'm going here, but I'm going back again. That's an example of using dodge in neutral to mix up your movement. Now, using dodge in neutral is kind of high risk, so you have to be careful about it. Generally, when you do it, you want to dodge back into the ground so that you get a grounded cooldown like this, so that if you end up getting hit, look, I got my dodge back really quickly. So that is something to be aware of, or aware about, I should say. But here, another example, maybe tunnel visioning on the weapon. Are you going to go back to it? Nope, you attack, but you kind of also just go back to it anyway, which in that situation, totally fine. I was not in position to punish you there, so going back to it makes a lot of sense. Are you going to jump up for this? Yep, and I'm going to punish you once again for it. So do definitely take a look at how you act when there's a weapon on the screen. Right now I'm kind of treating this like an objective, like a capture the flag point, right? And I'm just waiting for you to come and get it, which makes my job a lot easier, right? Because if I know where you're going to be, then I only have to worry about one variable. If I don't know where you're going to be, then I have to worry about, oh, what are they going to do? Where are they going to be? Where am I going to be? Otherwise, it's just, oh, you're here, and now you're not here, right? So hopefully that was helpful, noticing some of your habits. I think the tunnel visioning is a big one, not just on weapons, but also on attack timings. I think that one is super, super huge. And hopefully that helps. All right, chat. Thank you, Money Moves, for volunteering once again. I appreciate it. And it's not the easiest thing to come on stream and play, knowing that you may be critiqued and everything like that. But hopefully it doesn't seem like I'm being too mean or anything. But I'm sorry that I forgot to turn off my alerts and things got in the way. But hopefully it was helpful anyway. And best of luck. I believe in you. You got this.